So I created this long number line by breaking down the 100th block. And what I did is I created fractions. And you saw where I created the 1/10, the 2/10, the 3/10, and so on until I got to 10/10, or what we call the giant 1. But I wanted to see if there was another way of representing these fractions. So I decided to figure out a connection with the place value system. So I decided to create a place value, and I decided that what I was going to do, I was going to make the ones place be the 100th block. I was going to make the long block the 10th place, and I was going to make the smaller one the 100th place. And what I was going to do is I was going to play a decimal right there to signify that that's where I was going to break it down into decimals. Now it made sense because if the ones block represented the 1, it should be in the ones place. The other thing that made sense was since there was a decimal here, then my 1/10 would become 0.1. My 2/10 would become 0.2. My 3/10 would become 0.3. My 4/10 would become 0.4. And so on until I got to the very end. So now I had figured out two ways of representing the same amount. I used fractions when I broke the 100th block down, and then I found a connection and I broke it down into decimals. So my number line continued to grow. I had 1/10 represented with 0.1, 2/10 represented with 0.2, and so on. So what I had done is I had found equivalent ways of representing the one whole. I found equivalent ways of finding 1/10 by saying 0.8 or 8/10. I found ways of representing 6/10 by saying 0.6 or 6/10.